What if I told you one draft day trade in 2003 ended up helping two teams build dynasties, and is still going to this day? This is the story of the draft day trade, where the Pittsburgh Penguins acquired the pick to select Marc-Andre Fleury, and what the Florida Panthers did with the picks they received in return, forever changing two franchises. The 2003 NHL draft was one of the deepest in history. Names like Eric Stahl, Ryan Getzlaf, Corey Perry, and Patrice Bergeron all came out of this class. But at the very top, one team was determined to land a franchise goaltender. The Pittsburgh Penguins made a bold move on draft day, trading with the Florida Panthers to move up to the number 1 overall pick. With it, they selected Marc-Andre Fleury, a French-Canadian netminder who would go on to backstop their modern dynasty. But while Fleury's story with Pittsburgh is well known, the return that Florida got in this deal also built pieces of their future, spawning a trade tree that, incredibly, is still alive today. Here's the details of the trade. Florida acquired the 3rd overall pick and a 2nd round pick, 55th overall, in the 2003 draft. Pittsburgh received the 1st overall pick and a 3rd round pick, 73rd overall. So let's break it down, starting with Pittsburgh's side. With the other pick acquired by Pittsburgh in the trade, the 2003 3rd round pick, 73rd overall, Pittsburgh selected Daniel Carcillo. Carcillo never suited up for the Penguins, spending 2 seasons in the AHL with Wilkes-Barre Scranton. But on February 27, 2007, the Penguins traded Carcillo and a 2008 3rd round pick to the Phoenix Coyotes for rugged enforcer Georges Laraque. Laraque became an instant fan favorite, bringing toughness and intimidation to Pittsburgh's lineup. He played 88 games from 2007 to 2008, recording 4 goals, 15 points, and 159 penalty minutes. His biggest contribution came in the 2008 playoffs, where he gave Sidney Crosby's Penguins a physical edge on their run to the Stanley Cup final. After that run, Laraque left in free agency to Montreal in 2008, ending this branch of the trade tree. With the number 1 overall pick in 2003, Pittsburgh drafted Marc-Andre Fleury. Fleury became the cornerstone of the Penguins' modern dynasty. Over 14 seasons in Pittsburgh, he played 691 games, posting 375 wins, a 2.58 goals against average, and a .912 save percentage. He backstopped the Penguins to 3 Stanley Cups, winning in 2009, 2016, 2017, earned the nickname Flower, and became one of the most beloved figures in franchise history with his flashy glove hand and clutch postseason saves. But in 2017, the Penguins faced an impossible choice with the expansion draft looming. Pittsburgh could only protect one goaltender, and with Matt Murray's rise, they exposed Fleury. On June 21, 2017, Fleury was claimed by the Vegas Golden Knights in the expansion draft, ending Pittsburgh's side of the trade tree. Florida received 2 picks from the deal, the 3rd overall and the 55th overall in 2003. Both would branch out in surprising ways. With the 55th overall pick in 2003, Florida selected Stefan Meyer, a forward who only played 4 games for the Panthers. On June 19, 2009, Meyer was traded to Phoenix for Steven Reinprecht. From 2009 to 2011, Reinprecht played a middle 6 role. In 111 games, he scored 20 goals and 48 points. On October 22, 2011, Reinprecht was dealt with David Booth and a 2013 3rd round pick to Vancouver for Marco Sturm and Mikael Samuelsson. Sturm played just 42 games in the 2011 to 2012 season before returning to Germany to end his professional career. Samuelsson contributed 28 points in 48 games before leaving for Detroit in free agency, ending the Stefan Meyer side of this branch. With the 3rd overall pick in 2003, Florida selected Nathan Horton, a talented power forward. Horton played 422 games for Florida, scoring 142 goals and 295 points before being traded on June 22, 2010, with Gregory Campbell to Boston for Dennis Weidman. A 2010 first-round pick and a 2011 third-round pick. With the 2011 third-round pick, Florida drafted Kyle Rau, who only played 33 NHL games and scored 3 points before leaving the organization in 2017. In his first season with Florida in 2011, Wideman was traded to Washington for Jake Houseworth and a 2011 third-round pick. With the 2011 third-round pick, Florida selected Jonathan Racine, a defensive prospect who played 1 NHL game. He was later flipped to Montreal in 2016 for Tim Bozon, who never suited up in an NHL game, ending this branch. Houseworth never played in an NHL game, but in 2011 he was dealt to Dallas with a 2012 fifth-round pick for Chris Barch and a 2012 sixth-round pick. Barch finished the 2011 to 2012 season with Florida, playing in 41 games, scoring 5 points and racking up 91 penalty minutes, before signing with New Jersey in free agency. The 2012 sixth-round pick was traded to Nashville for Jared Smithson in 2012. Smithson then flipped to Edmonton in 2013 for a 2013 fourth-round pick used to select Matt Buckles, 98th overall. Neither made an impact. The 2010 15th overall pick from the Nathan Horton trade was traded to Los Angeles for the 19th overall pick and the 59th overall pick. The 2010 second-round pick, 59th overall, was flipped for the 69th overall pick used to select Joe Basaraba and the 99th overall pick used to select Jonas Donskoy. Basaraba never cracked the NHL, while Donskoy went on to have a strong NHL career, though not with Florida, signing with San Jose in 2015. With the 2010 19th overall pick, Florida selected Nick Bjugstad, who became the main return, playing 394 games, 87 goals, 191 points with Florida from 2012 to 2019, before being traded in 2019 with Jared McCann to Pittsburgh for Derek Brassard, Riley Sheahan, a 2019 second-round pick, a 2019 fourth-round pick, and a 2019 fourth-round pick. Sheahan finished the rest of the 2018 to 2019 season with the Panthers before signing with Edmonton in the 2019 offseason. Brassard only lasted 3 weeks, playing 10 games with Florida before being traded with a conditional 2026th round pick, which the conditions weren't met, to Colorado for a 2023rd round pick. With the 2023rd round pick, the Panthers selected Justin Sourdif, 87th overall. Sourdif was an intriguing prospect for Florida, but with the stacked lineup of the Panthers team since being drafted, he had a hard time getting into the lineup, spending most of the past 2 years in the AHL. This past June, Sourdif was traded to Washington for a 2026 second-round pick and a 2027 sixth-rounder, meaning with these picks, whether used or traded, this trade tree is still alive to this day. The 2019 second-round pick acquired in the Bjugstad trade, Florida used the pick to select Vladislav Kolyachonok, who was later traded with Anton Stralman, and a 2024 second-round pick to Arizona for a 2023 seventh-round pick in a salary cap dump. Florida used the seventh-round pick to select Stefan Zjagin, 198th overall. He has yet to suit up for the Panthers, currently playing in the KHL. The 2019 fourth-round picks were packaged together to move up in the draft in a trade with Columbus to select Cole Schwindt in the third round, 81st overall. Schwindt was then packaged in a blockbuster trade with Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, and a 2025 first-round pick to Calgary in 2022 for Matthew Tkachuk and a conditional 2025 fourth-round pick. Florida used the 2025 fourth-round pick to select Mads Kongsback Clevo, 112th overall. He is currently playing in the Swedish Junior Hockey League. Since the arrival of Matthew Tkachuk in 2022, he has helped completely change the course of the Panthers franchise. From once a player retirement destination to back-to-back Stanley Cup champions in 2024 and 2025. Tkachuk has put up 3 over-point-per-game seasons since arriving to Florida and is under contract until 2030. Pittsburgh turned the trade into future Hall of Famer Marc-Andre Fleury, who backstopped them to 3 Stanley Cups and solidified his place as a franchise legend with 375 wins in 691 games. The smaller Carcillo to Larocque branch gave them toughness in their 2008 Cup final run, but Fleury was the true prize. Pittsburgh's side ended in 2017 when Fleury was claimed by Vegas in the expansion draft. Florida used the assets to build layers of trades. Stephen Meyer's branch fizzled, but the Nathan Horton branch spun into Nick Bjugstad, Cole Schwindt, and ultimately Matthew Tkachuk. Today, Tkachuk is the face of the Panthers, showing how Horton's selection in 2003 still echoes in 2025. From Fleury's cups in Pittsburgh to Tkachuk's rise in Florida, this trade tree changed the course of two franchises. And over 2 decades later, it's still alive. So what do you think? Did Pittsburgh win by securing their franchise goalie, or did Florida win by eventually landing Matthew Tkachuk? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next Puck Pulse Trade Tree.